Good morning, my friends. Good morning, my friends. Whew. Whew. Dred, you got a text coming here when I finish up. Need some guidance. Hello, Larry. Hello, Sam. Hello, Larry. I already said hello, Larry. Hello, Rich. Rich, it's good to see you back, man. How's the wonderful world of, what are you in high school now? You were in high school. Were you in 9th grade when I saw you, Rich? Are we in another year? That's how disoriented I am. We are in another year. Pritch, I like seeing you here too, buddy, on the live streams. Pritch, Dred and I were talking the other day. Out of all the people, Pritch, out of all the people that were AMXters, I speak with you the most often. That's pretty cool, right? So yay! Whatever that means. But I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate your unwavering stick-to-itiveness. That's pretty cool. And Spanny appreciates it. Oh man, I just did a DDPY. That's why I'm signing on late here, because it's longer than my circuit lifts and runs. But it was tough. It was the first time I did a level 5. So there's 5 different diamonds, right? The diamond cutter. There's 5 different levels, and today was the first day I did one of the level 5s. I think it was like 55 minutes. It was tough. I'm feeling it right now. These workouts are really weird, and this is DDPY workouts I'm talking about. They're really interesting. Maybe it's all yoga. I haven't done, yeah, I am, Pritch. I haven't done too much yoga, but I've done enough to have an idea. I did Bikram hot yoga. I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 times. Did regular yoga a couple times. But anyway, it's so odd because it's like when you're doing it, it's so freaking hard. Like you're shaking. You know, you're trying to like hold these positions and you're shaking. And you're like, and then afterwards you're like, huh, I feel good. You know, you're like, bah. Like you don't feel like drained or run down or like don't feel super swole and like stuck, nor do you feel it's interesting. It's like a hard workout that makes you feel good. And then it's almost like that wasn't even hard, but when you're doing it, you're like, gosh, dang, this is hard. So it's I don't know if that's a paradox or a dichotomy or what it is, but it's a thing. All right, so we got 2 more days of Dichotomy of Leadership today, and then Monday, and then we're done. We're done with Dichotomy already. It's been great. It's been great, and what it does is it offers us a framework with which we can approach our leadership. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Humble, not passive. Today's message, humble, not passive. Give me a second. Also, I'm trying out the new Sharpie pens. Larry, was this you that mentioned these to me? Someone else. Trying some new Sharpie pens. Normally I use the Precise G2. A little bit of smearage on the Precise G2s, but to be honest, there's a little bit of smearage on here too. So pretty much it'll just come down to a preference. Maybe how it looks also in my notebook. The Precise G2 is darker, and I kind of like that dark look. So I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't much matter now. All right, let's get in. The breast protection for our turret gunners are calling voice best defense with our posture, ultra aggressive weapons. Posture. Hold on. Jesse Wesley to play if you carry out a bad plan, it's on you. Got it. You ready? I'm ready. Yeah, I did get this one was actually given to me, Larry. I did get the they're in the mail from the Amazon, but I think it's the same pen. But anyway, it's got a Tim Myers. Is this Tim Myers from Lock Haven? Tim Myers, if you were Tim Myers from Lock Haven, tell me, because this is going to be really coincidental. I don't know if ironic. It's interesting you say that. This is like a giant dork conversation right now, but it's interesting you say that, Larry, because I'm thinking to myself, is this writing like a marker or a pen? Which do I like better? That's pretty interesting. All right. Let's, Tim, I'm going to start. So if you are Tim Myers from Lock Haven and you do respond, it'll take me till after I'm done recording to respond to your response. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Good morning, my friends, and welcome to the Spaniard Show. AMX 595, The Dichotomy of Leadership, is the book we're studying. You can get this book. I just updated the list on my website, charliespaniard.com/reading list. 1, you're going to open your mind, your brain, your life to these awesome books. But 2, you're going to be help supporting the show by getting your books by way of charliespaniard.com/reading list. Now, I just got done doing a DDPY, and it was the first time I did the level 5, and I got to tell you, I'm a bit fried. It's a good fried. It's a fried on Friday, so that's good. Let's dive into today's content. Dichotomy of leadership. Our dichotomy today is humble, not passive. Now, this one strikes me. This one smacked me right in the jaw, because there's a thing about humility, right? Being humble, but then there's a thing about being too humble that you're passive, and the world just passes you by. So the first thing I want to nail down is how you carry yourself. So it's on the East Coast at 6:46 a.m. You're about ready to walk off into your day. Let's think about how you carry yourself. And this is Leif's chapter, and he says this, quote, "The best protection for the turret gunners, our convoy's best defense, was our posture." Okay, so the best defense was our posture. Ultra aggressive, weapons pointed in all directions, manned by vigilant gunners, ready and eager to unleash the fury at the first sign of threat. We aim to make any potential attackers hesitate. Okay, so that's their default. The extreme ownership team, the echelon front team, they have this default aggressive. Right? Default aggressive is their mindset. So our posture was our best, the ultra aggressive, weapons pointed in all directions, ready and eager to unleash the fury at the first sign of a threat. We aim to make any potential attackers hesitate. So how do you carry yourself? Look, I think like a fighter. That's it, period. I think like a fighter. I was doing something around the house yesterday. My wife said, "I can't believe you think like that." And I said, "Yeah, that's just how I think. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. Whenever it is, I'm ready to rock and roll. That's why I train the way I train. That's why I read the way I read. That's why I carry myself the way I carry myself." So how are you carrying yourself? Let's work on that, right? Let's focus on your posture. Do you look like a lame duck out there just waiting to get taken advantage of, waiting for an enemy to attack? How is your energy? What are you saying about yourself? What's your facial expressions? What's the energy, right? What's that electromagnetic force around yourself saying? What's your situational awareness? How about that one? What's your situational awareness? I remember my trainer, Mike. He used to be an executive protection specialist, right? He used to be a bodyguard. And he explained to me how he never sits with his back facing the opening. He's always sitting with an awareness, with his back to the wall, so he can see the exit, so he can see the surroundings. How many people think like that? I know, I think like that. How do you think like that? Where's your confidence? Right? Remember when I read Team Dog by Mike Ritland, and he talks about how you train a dog, the importance of your posture and your energy and your confidence from day one, establishing to that dog, I am confident, right? I'm the alpha here, dog. I'm the alpha dog. How you carry yourself, your energy, your posture, your appearance. My question to you is, are you ready? Right? Are you ready? Are you ready for what? I don't know. Let's default to Kevin Hart's mom. Ready for anything. She's studying for everything. She's getting her MBA just because. That's what we do. We prepare. Let's dive into this humble, not passive dichotomy. Leif tells us, quote, "Being humble meant understanding the importance of strategic direction from our boss." All right, so being humble meant understanding the direction from your boss. But, quote, "Being humble didn't mean being passive. It didn't mean not to push back when it truly mattered." How many of you out there, I'm raising my hand if you're watching on Facebook Live, how many of you out there have felt like you've just been got, right? You've been so passive, you've been so polite, you've done the things the right way, you didn't step on anyone's toes, and then that opportunity, that situation, that example or that spot on the team or that promotion at your job just passed you by. The world will eat you up if you're too humble to the point that you're passive. Now, this is a very, very fine line. Some of it with the help, honestly, with the help of the Success Principles, the book by Jack Canfield, with the help of Dread by my side, with the help of understanding that, hey, if I don't start asking for stuff, that people aren't just going to hand it to me. The world is not created so that Spaniard can succeed. The world is created, period. It's up to Spaniard to succeed. So while I highly, 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 highly endorse, recommend this idea of humility, as they point out in this book, the idea is to not be so humble that you're passive and you get eaten up. There's a great example from my fighting career. So when I got ousted from the UFC the first time, I signed with an organization called Cage Fury. Cage Fury was great to me, right? It was a great contract, great situation. Fought here near Philly, fought down in Atlantic City, and then my contract ran out, right? I had a fight fall through. That counted as my last fight. The next contract I got was so low. It was so low. It was less than half of my previous contract. And I was advised, you should take it, man. You should take it. You should take it. This is the best we're going to get. And while it may have been the best we were going to get, it was not good enough for me. And I stood my ground, and I definitively said, look, if this is all the more I'm worth, if this is the market of professional fighting, I no longer want to be a professional fighter. I want to do something else. So I hardly ever pushed back in my professional fighting career when it came to contracts, because most of the time I was at the point where it is what it is, man, take it or leave it. But at this point I thought, something doesn't feel right inside me. So I did push back. It ended up favorable towards me. I didn't know that was going to happen. I had no idea, but it did, thankfully. But I knew enough that in my gut, hey, this is a time to push back. So it is a fine line between being humble and being passive. And this kind of encapsulates, this last point here encapsulates the whole book. Now Leif is speaking specifically to this dichotomy, being humble but not passive, but really it's the focus of the book. I was telling Facebook Live a minute ago, this is the idea, it's the awareness. This book offers you a framework, a mindset with which you can work in your leadership area. Quote, just the awareness of these two opposing forces becomes one of the most powerful tools at a leader's disposal. That's the deal. So the awareness of humble, not passive. The awareness of plan but don't overplan. The awareness of being a leader and a follower. The awareness of holding people accountable but not holding their hands. Just the awareness. Just the, hey son, hey daughter, hey kid. You're going to be going into a situation and these are the things that you're going to encounter. Just the awareness of these things can be a leader's best tools. So be aware of them. Pick up these books. Take notes on AMX. Start reading. Start your own journey. If you carry out a bad plan, my friends, it's on you. Let's I. If I can change my leadership skills and you can change your leadership skills, we can all change our leadership skills. This has been AMX 595. I hope you enjoyed it. It's always fun. It's fun to produce. It's fun for you to listen, I hope. It's fun for me to think of you having fun listening. So have yourselves a great weekend. Come back on Monday for AMX 596. A quick reminder, I'm about to record here in a little bit my workouts this week, an audio version of my workouts. So if you're into training and you want some ideas and or you want to test yourself, let's have a competition. And what I learned this week comes out tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe. Spaniard Show on iTunes. See ya. Sometimes I just get carried away with the funness. Sometimes I just get carried away with the funness. And we just start rambling a little bit. But you know what? When I look at the countdown timer and we have a little bit of time to ramble, we're gonna ramble? Yeah, we're gonna ramble. Whew. Rambling, man. I'll tell you what. Did I tell you all about Toby Keith's interview on Dan Rather? The big interview with Dan Rather. Actually, something I could envision myself hosting. Anyway, it was really good. So I don't know if you can Google that or where you can find it, but the big interview with Dan Rather and Toby Keith, it was really good. Super good. And I talked a lot about what we talk about here every day. It's pretty good stuff. yeah, so I'm going to be live streaming a couple more times this afternoon. I highly encourage you to enable notifications. Facebook.com/Charlie Spaniard. Enable notifications, because I'm going to be going live at least 2 more times today. 2 more times today. One of them's going to be my workouts. A little bit cross-eyed. That's the eye that I broke. See how it's looking a little bit over there. And then the next one's going to be sorry, I'm looking at Dennis's, I'm just going to say lame joke. Sorry, Dennis. You know I love you, buddy. I wouldn't just say that to anybody. I might work off that. And then what I learned this week. So both of them are going to be live streamed today. So hope to see you back.